Hello, I'm Archie Luxury and welcome to the program. Today I'd like to talk about a great story I found on the internet, and it's called Got Caught Out on an AP by a Putz. That's right, got caught out on an AP by a Putz. And this is a great story that I found when I was trolling around. I really like this story because one of the reasons why I discuss my income on the Archie Luxury channel, and I try to, very clearly, I like to try and state that I'm a humble middle-class guy. I work for a large American firm, but my salary is certainly very middle-class indeed. And it's the reason I like to stress this is because I don't want people to think that I was born with a silver spoon stuck in my ass. And I very, very clearly want to make the assertion that I've had to fight, beg, borrow, and steal to build the luxury collection that I've got. And whilst it's important to showcase my collection, I also like to showcase the fact that I don't pay retail. I buy things wisely, and I try and get bang per buck. There's no point buying things if you can't get a deal on it, and I'm not going to pay fucking retail. Retail's for suckers. And what I really want to do is buy pieces that I can resell if necessary, and always make a profit, if not, at least get my money back. And I've never put down anyone's work. I've had many jobs myself there. I've driven cabs, driven limousines. I've worked in IT. I've had various jobs in IT. I've been a sysadmin. I've been a desktop support person. I've done all sorts of things. But, the thing is, I never criticize anyone's work. And this is quite an interesting article I found. So let's just have a read of it there. I am working this week in my company's vendor booth at the Arizona Bar Association annual convention. I normally wear a sports coat to these deals, but since it was only slightly cooler than the surface of the sun here, I wore slacks and a polo shirt. For background, we are a legal document services provider, process service, court filing, research, etc., along with being a private investigative agency who specializes in skip tracing and asset location, so law firms make up the majority of our clients, hence the attendance. I'm standing there and a well-dressed attorney walks up by our booth and asks what we offer for services, and I go into my spiel. He stands there nodding. His head then goes, "Business must be pretty damn good for you," as a statement, not a question. I say, "Yes, it's pretty good." He follows up with, "It must be better than pretty good. I didn't realize process servers made so much money to afford an AP. I was wearing my RC." And continued with, "Damn, if I had known that, I wouldn't have wasted 3 years going to law school when I could have just delivered papers to people." At that point, I realized two things. The guy was not going to do business with my company, and two, he was a major arrogant ass. My first reaction was to say that I'm not just a process server, but own one of the largest legal document support companies in the country with over 60 employees. But that would have insulted all the very hard-working people I have employed who are process servers. So said, "It's true. You don't need to go to law school to serve papers, but I have more than one attorney who works for me process serving because they find the work to be more rewarding and make more money than when they were practicing law at half the hour, so I believe they consider it a career upgrade." He stared at me for a couple of seconds, then walked away saying, "Nice watch," and I replied, "Thanks." I would have never, no matter what the industry, make such a condescending comment about anyone regardless of what profession they were in. Hell, I know several people who work in many trades such as plumbing or electrical who make very good livings and can easily afford a nice watch. Anyway, thought it was comical and wanted to share it. And I know there will be several people who will jump on attorney bashing, which to a certain degree I can't argue against, but hate stereotyping, so we'll just say that there are plenty of attorneys who I've worked with who think this way, but not all of them are like this asshole. Just heading back to the conference for the last day, so maybe I'll see this guy again. I'm wearing my yellow gold Rolex GMT, so perhaps I can incite him again. And it's just a very, very interesting thing. And some of the responses there, attorney, enough said. Well, sorry for the unfortunate episode. What did you catch what watch he had on? Some very interesting comments there. I'm ashamed to be associated in the same field as that ass, but there is always a rotten berry in the bunch. And many interesting things there, many interesting comments, and it's just goes to show you what an ass people can be. And even me, Archie Luxury, I've had my incident with a jackass lawyer when I was working in a jewelry store. I mean, the whole reason for working there was to see whether I was going to invest $500,000 into a fucking store without actually blowing my money. So I went there to work as a sales assistant, and I just wanted to see, how does it go? How much money do you make? And this arrogant bastard, he came in with a two-tone Submariner, thought his God's gift to the world, and I just very politely, I just said to him, what a great watch, because that was always the routine in this jewelry store. And the arrogant prick said, oh, what sort of watch are you wearing? And when I showed him the Patek, he made an arrogant ass comment like that. And it felt good. I must say this. It felt good to whip a lawyer's ass, because a lot of them are turds. And it's pretty nice to outwhip a smart ass, that's for sure. But I think it's pretty demeaning to criticize anyone's profession. I mean, if you're a cab driver, or if you're does that make you any less of a person? I mean, what is this with someone's profession? I mean, these are arrogant, mean fuckers out there who really need to be put into their place. But interesting enough to this story here, it had a weird sort of ending, because I'll just read you the. I'll read you the reply. This is from the guy who was the original poster. Too good to be true. Just after lunch today, the same attorney was walking by with a couple of others, and I waved hello. He stopped dead, walked over and said, Jesus, you have a gold Submariner too? I didn't correct him, but it's a GMT. So I decided to take the high road and began the conversation with telling him I'm a watch nut, started collecting years ago, and basically... He said, I like you, and hands me his cards. Give me a call next week and I'll hook you up with the firm's manager. So in effect, the AP and the Rolex landed this guy a new contract. And he was still an arrogant shit, but talking with him a bit, not as bad as I originally believed. He was wearing a Mont Blanc, what a fuck brand, and said that he had 3 watches in his collection, but none in your league. So I guess the moral is, if I would have been as big a jerk as he was after his comments, I would never have had the chance to win him over. So I'm glad with the resulting outcome. So there you go. That's the story of the AP wearer. I'm Archie Luxury. Tell me what you think.